Hi guys and welcome to Boost Your Edit, the masterclass to power up your contents. My name is Diego, full-time filmmaker and content creator, and I'm going to teach you how to massage your recordings and melt it together. Let's boost it! Okay, so here we are with my desktop, so you can see what I'm doing right here, and listen on the music, the sounds that I'm going to match it with the recordings, with the video recordings. So this is a masterclass about how to match video recordings, audio recordings, and the sound effects, of course. I like to make a good order inside my file with all the footage, like this is sound effects, right, that we recorded. This is all the video footage. I want to show you a bit my file here because it's important. So here you find all the footage we create a few days ago, right, in the last shooting, and it's not well ordered, but if you are that one that start to organize the project and then you move on to make color corrections or make sync with music, and it's better if you do more than one shot. Here in this file there are 3 different shots. In the same days we made 3 different shots for 3 different reels, so better to organize it like imagine reel 1, reel 2, reel 3, and put the file there and stay there, don't move it, because if you move files around, I don't know, if you move this file from here to here, then the program will not recognize it anymore. So keep in mind that the order is very important. The order, how you organize your file, is very, very important, right? So here you have the video file is not organized because my collaborators are those ones that are going to take the files after the shooting and they organize it. They choose the right clips and they create a raw project on Final Cut or on DaVinci or Premiere, whatever. Then they give me the XML. So when I import the XML file on the software that I'm going to use for that project, I just need to relink the files on the timeline and say to the program to check files that are missing, and I'm going to show you how it works. Some software are able to recognize it directly, but if you import your files in the timeline and your files are kind of in red, missing, and the program says something to you, that's because you have to relink it, and I'm going to show you if Final Cut will not be able to recognize it directly. Okay, so in here you find video files, in here you find audio sound effects, and here we have some pictures, stills, to make some kind of stop motions or to make some kind of graphics for our client, right? Here we have the clean file where I put the raw footage that my collaborators give to me after they organize the clips on a raw project. Okay, and then we have the edit. Just to have an idea, I want to show you what we are working, the final videos, final reels that we make, so you can understand better now that I start on editing it, where we are going, right? So let me show you this one first. This is same video for different versions. So this is the first version. You see here what I like to do. I like to match the images with the music. So, and I will show you that to do that and to make it shorter as a reel, if I start from a song that is 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, whatever, you have to choose the right part. It can be the beginning, in the middle, at the end of the song, or maybe it can be a mix between a piece in the middle, a piece a little bit in the end, or a little bit in the beginning. So you need to exercise your ears to understand which parts are good for that kind of image, and to understand how to cut music in the right way, because this kind of technique works if you're able to understand music. So I started very young, when I was 12 years old actually, to make some tapes, right? So I used to I'm not so young anymore. I'm not old, but I'm that kind of age that I start with tapes. So a lot of you maybe know what is a tape. If you don't know, I will show you what is a tape. This one, tape recordings. Let me see if I can show you something here. And this is a bit big. Yeah, but tapes are these kind of things, right? Okay, so I start with these tapes to record music through the radio, and then I was doing some kind of DJ mixing. Then I move forward and I start to be a DJ. I move forward again and I produce some rappers. I used to record music. So I like music. I'm from there. I'm from that kind of field, right? So to use this technique, you need to have some kind of a background in music, not only video editing. But anyway, we can exercise your ear if you follow me. So if you like this technique, you can subscribe, you can follow my channel, you can activate the bell, of course thumbs up, like this video, and follow me, and follow all the other videos that I'm going to produce. There will not only this format, but other format coming soon on this channel. So follow me, put a like, subscribe, and activate the bell for notifications. So another version of the same video. Let's start again from here. Okay, kind of another version, and also another one. You gotta get up every morning. Big boss getting richer every minute. Oh no. Big boss on. Here we have our file, right? We can uncompress the file. Then we go here and we put this video here and we organize it. We don't lose anything, right? We can throw in the garbage this part here. And here we have the ASMR file, where we have the XML file that we uncompressed. And then we have a license for the music, of course, because if you use portals, online website where you can download music, they give you a certificate that you can use for your project, for commercial use, for whatever you need. Okay, so this is important to have it here. And also this music, let's listen this music. I start to listen this music before the images, because when I'm going to look at the images, I already have an idea where I can go to find the music that I need. see, it's kind of the intro is a bit you know, down on the beat. There's no beats in the intro. There's just I mean, there are beats, but there are kind of there is a low cut on the beat, right? So there are some sort of medium frequencies and little bit of high frequencies. Kind of is in a box, or is a big reverb in a big room, right? Then it starts with the beat. Is kind of the same. That this is kind of this wash, and I will show you how you can use this wash to cut and maybe to add some sound effects to link some part of the song. Okay, by the way, we've got an idea, right? So it's time to move on the software, right? So let's move on the software. We can open Final Cut Pro. Here we have Final Cut, DaVinci Resolve, Premiere, and other nice things. Here we have the last projects. Maybe I can show you something like I can show you the let's say the full version. It's a bit saturated because the clients like saturated colors, but anyway, we already have the normal colored versions, not very saturated, and this one. As you see here, Final Cut works like this, right? So here we have the viewer, here we have the basket, the media pool, as we can call it, also DaVinci call it media pool, and here we have the timeline, right? So this timeline can be created from scratch, from zero, or it can be imported, and importing the XML is importing timeline actually. So in fact, in DaVinci you can see it better because an XML file looks like a timeline. Here you have to understand it. But anyway, this is the timeline, and I want to show something else about Final Cut. So here we have the media pool, here the viewer, here timeline, but you can open kind of other windows, power windows, let's call it. And here you have the inspector, right? This is the inspector where you can check all the effects. You have video effects, you have color, the color panel, audio panel, and info about the file. So if I imagine I click on this clip here on the timeline, this is reporting me the file, the info about the file. Here you can see frame rate. This is important. This is something that I want to speak a bit about, because you can record in different frames. This is something we can go deeper in other formats that I'm going to do. I will explain you what is frame rate and what is all the other technical things about cameras, but maybe you already know. The movement in a video is given by the frame, how many frames you put in a second, and it's not equal in all the world. It depends on the country where you are from. It can be 25, it can be 30. Us as European, we like to use 25, but it's not important a lot if you, especially for YouTube or other video platform. 25, 30, 24. When you record a scene with more than one camera, it's important to have all the cameras recording at the same frame per second. Why? If you record with more than one camera and then in post you want to match those angles, if you have the same frame rate, frame per second, they can match it and they stay in sync from the beginning to the end. If you use different frame rates, at certain points they are going to be out of frames because there are more frames or less frames. So it's important when you shoot with more than one cameras to have all the cameras at the same frame rate. 24 is more close to what we say cinematic frame rate, right? So cinematic frame rate is 24 or closer to 24. But in this case, if you see here, is 50. 50 is double 25. It's double 25 because if you want to slow it down in post, you have to record more frame per second. And there are cameras that are able to shot not only a double, but 4 times, like 100 frames per second. Of course, if you are in the PAL mode. If you go here, there is a volume section that in this kind of project is not very important, because actually videos here are only images. Audio so is minus infinite, so you cannot listen anything, right? Then we have the video section where we made different color corrections. I will teach you something about this. And then here we have let's say the area where you can check and see. I mean, here we have color correction, but you can make it, you can work on opacity here, right? So there's nothing behind, but if it was something behind, doing like this, you can see behind the model in this case. Then you can scale, okay? Or you can scale one side, or you can scale this side. Okay, there is transform. This is transform, right? So effects, compositing, transform, crop. You can crop one side, you can crop the other side, you can crop top, you can crop bottom, right? So distort works a bit the same. You can distort a bit if you need to distort for any reason. You need to do it, okay? I'm doing Command Z or Control Z. Then you have stabilization button, rolling shutter button. Can help some cases, most of the cases it doesn't help very much. Okay, so and then we can move on. You see here we have this audio track. This is important. I want to show you a bit. From here in Final Cut you can enlarge your clips. Look how few clips are in this project. You don't need big and heavy software to do project like this, like I don't know, DaVinci or even Premiere. But if you want to use it, you can use it. Here there is a cut, right? So I want to zoom it a bit. You see here there is a cut. So this piece of the video here actually is cutted from a part of the song, right? And so to make this, so this part here I want to show you is not exactly what was going here. What was going here? Was not finishing, right? It could be finished like this. I didn't like it, so I cut this piece from another part of the song and I match it on the beat of another part of the songs. So Command Z to go back, and this part of the song add a finishing part that I like. And it creates a sort of a beat, right? So here you can see that I cut in short pieces this part. So you have to understand the image, the idea, the concept that the client wants to give. And then you have to find the right part of the song where the images match with the song. See, there is also, to do this effect, you see how fast these girls turn, right? See, right? Boom. These girls turn very fast. Like a flash. Why? Because if you do Command R on Final Cut, you can see speed ramps. So the velocity of the video. the speed, the speed of the video. You can see the speed of the video because in here you have a speed ramp. You see, this is a speed ramp. I can make it faster, or I mean, if I do like this, I stretch it out and I make it slower, this part. So this part will be slower. If I do like this, I make it faster. Certain point it start to go very, very, because it's very, very fast. Too fast, right? So let's go back. Okay, this is enough for me because I know that I want Air to do something in this part because there are kind of a beat in this part of the music, you see? Because here there is a dynamic zoom created with a free plugin from MVideo. This is called the MCam Rig, and it makes this fast dynamic zoom. So when you say when the singer in this song say this word "ho," it goes very good with this movement, right? So let's see. Ho, you see, ho, and it enters inside, right? So I like to use speed ramps, this dynamic zoom to emphasize the song, right? And then to do some cut of the clips if I want to match clips with the song. So this is the most important product. So when it start again, it finish exactly on this color. See, da 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 down. And see, and he put the lipstick inside exactly when there is the beat. Actually, it's not a beat, it's more a clap. This is what I want to teach you, how to play with different parts of the music and images. Before we go in here, we have to import videos. And in our case, XML file. How to import an XML file? So we go in our media pool, we go in our library that is already created. So if you want to start a project from scratch, you have to create the library. So levels on Final Cut are library, events, projects. DaVinci is almost the same. You have library, you have projects, you have timeline. Different names, maybe some a bit confusing, but the logic is the same. So you have one level that is library. You can put the library whatever you want. It needs to be with in the same hard disk where you have the footage. So in hard disk you can have different files. For different files you have different footage. Each files correspond to a project. But it's important that the library, that is the thing that link the software with the footage, has to be in the same drive, in the same SSD, hard disk, whatever. Okay, in this case it is, because when you create a library, in this case you go here and you do, like you say, file, new, you have three different layers, right? You have library, events, project. Actually it's opposite, but anyway, it puts like this. Project is the last, event is in the middle, library is the first. You do library, it asks you where to put this library. Normally on DaVinci I'm not working like this. I used to have only one library for each SSD, like this. You see this DaVinci database 2 is the library for my SSD number 2. But for Final Cut I used to work different way. I used to put my library inside of the file. You can do it both. You can create different libraries for each project or only one libraries for any projects, but whatever, it's up your choice. Okay, then you can import, you can move. It's a bit complicated, but this is not the focus of this masterclass, right? So here we have our file for this project, and this is that thing you can see here is exactly the library that we created. So it creates like a ghost file here, right? That connect. You can go here and click and the software open this project with all these events and whatever. Okay. So in this case, I'm going to do cancel. When you create your library, the second thing that you have to do is create an event. In this case, we have to create an event, right? Where to put this event? In here, because that is the only library that is open. And you can call it like this, okay? That's the name. And create a new event, because this is the second project of this shooting of November. It can go like number 2, okay? And we create this new event. What is an event? If you can see here what is an event, it's very simple, because the event is the collector, is the media pool for a specific project, different versions, and you can put in here all the timeline. Project is kind of a timeline. Is what Da Vinci calls timeline. In Final Cut is called projects. So you have all the different projects with different version, different. If you change something in saturation, color correction, whatever, you can create different timeline. Each timeline remain. This is my suggestion. If you have to make big changes or even small changes but important changes to a final edit, don't do it on the version that you like, but create another project, create another timeline. Projects timeline in Final Cut is the same thing, right? So create another timeline, another project, and call it another way. As you can see, we have the full version A, full version B, full version C. So for each of these, we made some changes. This one as something was a bit more steady. This one was a bit less saturated. This version here is the same of the version B, but more saturated, right? Because the clients like to have it more saturated. With the same footage that you cannot see here because I didn't import it, because I just relink it to the XML file, but with the same footage I create all the other version that I showed you at the beginning. Like this one is lips only version, like very simple, right? See here. It's kind of a loop, as you see, right? Reels, TikTok, in this case, needs to work as a loop. Okay, right. Then we have another version that is lipstick. You gotta get up every morning. You see here, I like to show this. You see there is something in the song, kind of a sound like a drum. It sounds like a drum in the middle, a bit emphasized with the reverb a bit. You see here, listen to this. It's kind of a boom, big drum, right? Big, huge drum that sounds in behind. And I like to match it because I found this accent. In this case, are kind of an accent. You need to find accent in the music that you like, that you want to match with the image. Because in this case, you see there is this girl. I can close this media pool here. You see here, right? So it's kind of this girl put the lipstick in her mouth, right? Kind of boom. So I want to emphasize to put an accent on this movement. So I want to find the spot, the piece of sound that it match with this movement. And in my imagination, it works like this. I have to find sound effects inside the song. That's the idea. This is a masterclass that wants to help you and teach you how to find sound effects inside the music to use with the images, with the movements, with the motions, right? So listen back to this again. So boom, kind of a drum. He's putting a lipstick on his mouth, but it's a drum. So here we have this thing rolling, right? Kind of a fast drumming. Boom. It's kind of a fast drumming with more than one beat. Boom. And we have this dynamic zoom on these sound effects inside the song. And it goes like this, very easy, right? This is a simple version, this one. And you see here, there is another important, because if you push Command R and you have the retiming option, there is no speed ramp in here, right? You don't have to use speed ramps a lot of times. You have to use it just to match it. If this frame already works with the music, you don't need to do anything. I mean, just leave it like this, right? In my opinion, it works, because look at this. She puts up the lipstick while in the back of the music there is again this drum playing. Boom. When you listen to the boom, she's putting up the lipstick, right? Look at this. Boom. And then again, boom. Okay? It's important, this part, right? This is a collage, whatever, but we create our event, our new event number 2. But there is nothing in here, right? This is from this one. So there is no timeline here. You see many things are in here. So projects, then we have music, different music for each version. Then we have other things like these images for the stop motion that we made. It's like I want to show you also this. Look at this. Full version C, and then we do it like this. This is the last part, right? So where we used to do this kind of a stop motion. Look how it works with the music, matching with the music. Da 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 da. See? Da 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 da. Da da da. And we start again, right? Da 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 da. This is my technique in this kind of video, so I want to teach you this, right? So how to import an XML file. You have to go here, you have to do import, and you have media. You have also Final Cut projects for iPad, that is a new things. iMovie from the simplest maybe editing program. And then you have XML and captions that are subtitles. In this case, we want to import XML, okay, as I told you at the beginning, XML file. You go here in XML file and you choose the XML file you want to import. In this case, we have this one, video SMR, right? This is the XML file that I showed at the beginning, and you import the XML file. What happened here? It creates its own event. Okay, so these events that you create is not very important at the end because it creates its own event. If you double click on this, you see new version of Final Cut is able to recognize directly where is the footage. Before, precedent versions were not able to do it, right? Okay, so in this case we can delete this event, we don't need it, but we can, before we delete it, we can just click it one time and then another time, Command C, then go here, and then in this case we can move to event to trash, and we can do it like this. We have this file that is the clean version already made by my collaborators, but here actually I have nothing. You don't have audio, you have a bit of sound effects. Sounds weird actually. Anyway. There's a bit of noise. This. Okay, you see, it's just a raw edit. This is a very raw edit. I call it a clean like because we clean from the shooting, but it's not the final edit, right? It's a raw edit. And that's it. So we have to start from this raw edit and massage the recordings, massage video recordings, massage audio recordings, and melt it, right? This is our mission. Start from this and melt it in a nice way, in a way that feel good not only for the eyes, but feel good only for the ears. To listen and to watch. That's the idea, right? So, for today is enough. We continue in the next video that is going to be published very soon, few days. So if you are interested to watch how it ends, how this video ends, how we can arrive the final edit of this raw project, keep following this channel, subscribe, thumbs up, activate the notification bell, and in the next episode you will see how to do it, how to make it good, nice, how to boost it, right? So, have a nice day, keep watching it, keep following me, see you soon.